And we back. Today we're taking a quiz about the 1990s. Y'all didn't know, I was born in 96. I didn't really start watching basketball until like 2003-ish, 2002, 2003. So a lot of the things that I know about the 1990s era is what I read in books, what I've seen in videos, or just the hardwood classics that they show on NBA TV. Today we're taking this quiz that's named, if you fail this 90 quiz, you do not know basketball. So they expect me to know some stuff that happened before I was born. And if you don't, you're not a fan of the sport. Regardless, let's head over to it and try to ace it. If you failed this 90s quiz, you don't know your basketball. Straight to the point. Let's get it. First, who was the only team to beat Michael Jordan in the playoff series between 1991 and 1998? That would be the Orlando Magic. They had that Shaquille O'Neal team that went to a championship. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they lost that year. But they beat Jordan because Jordan had just came back from retiring and he wasn't, you know, at the greatest of all time level. Or maybe he was. They just lost that series 6 for 6 in the championship, but lost some years in the playoffs before hitting that championship. So Orlando Magic. How many points did Reggie Miller score in the finals? 18.7 seconds of game one against the New York Knicks in 1995. One of the most legendary moments in not even just basketball history, just sports history in general. Reggie Miller went off for 8 points in the final 20-some minutes or seconds easily. You know, the whole, you know, that choking thing that he got? Yeah, that was him. True or false, David Robinson is the only NBA player to score 70-plus points in a single game during the 90s. 100% true. I would have to fact check this. I think this happened one of the last games of the season. And his team was feeding him the ball because they needed him. Well, they didn't need him. They wanted him to lead the league in scoring. He was trying to beat out Shaq. Let me get that fact check real quick. It's facts. The night the Spurs, David Robinson took the 1994 scoring title from Shaq. They were just feeding. Y'all remember when Devin Booker scored, was it 70 as well? And they were just feeding him the ball. That's kind of what we got with David Robinson. But David Robinson, I'm pretty sure they actually won that game. So it's a little bit different. But he needed that many points to beat Shaq and the league leader in scoring. So, yeah. What coach of the Latrell Sprewell choked during practice? That is J.P. Carlesimo. He's the commentator now for the NBA. And he's got this real raspy voice. And a lot of people think that he got that raspy voice after Latrell Sprewell choked him up. All right, that part's not true. But he does have that raspy voice, and you can make jokes about it. Who trash talked Karl Malone before he missed 2 free throws in game 1 of the 1997 finals? That's, of course, Scottie Pippen, man. I don't remember the exact state of what the mailman don't deliver on Saturdays or the mailman don't deliver on Sundays. He didn't. He missed. Very, very big free throws. A lot of people may not remember that. I mean, I don't remember that. I read about it, but maybe not talked about as much as some of the other people that missed free throws. What rookie did Toronto Raptors trade in exchange for the rights to Vince Carter? That was Antoine Jameson. Who won the 1997 Rookie of the Year? Allen Iverson. Who did Shaq challenge to a public one-on-one game via typewriter letter? I don't know this story. I like Shaq a lot. I don't know this story, though. So he wrote a letter to somebody asking for a one-on-one. Obviously, it was a great big man, but which great big man in the 90s? Who would I see Shaq wanting to play against? Hakeem Olajuwon was probably the best one of the 90s, so maybe he wanted to just go straight at the head. I'm going to go Hakeem Olajuwon, man. Yes. And yeah, I did just say Hakeem Olajuwon was the best center of the 90s. Fight me. Which team ditched the name Bullets? Oh, yeah, watch the Wizards. How did the Detroit Pistons disrespect the Chicago Bulls after Chicago swept them in 1991? They didn't shake their hands. That was actually a big story. Oh my God, they didn't shake their hands after they lost. Who cares? They didn't shake their hands. I mean, if you into sportsmanship and stuff, I guess that matters. But for me, it don't really matter. Who was the only Los Angeles Lakers star to win an MVP award before the 1990s era? Magic Johnson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won MVPs, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think he won them with the Lakers. I could be mistaken there, but I think he won them with like the Bucks and stuff. True or false? Michael Jordan won all 6 Finals MVPs. 100% true. 6 for 6, 6 for 6. As a Bulls fan, that's one of the only things we got going for us. We got to talk about the 6 for 6, all right? Which two teams joined the NBA in 1995? A big monumental moment for the NBA. We expanded from just a American sport, or American played sport, to up north, with the Toronto Raptors, the Vancouver Grizzlies coming into effect. And then just a couple years after that, the Vancouver Grizzlies moved to Memphis, and Vancouver deserves a team still. Same thing with Seattle. There are a couple teams in North America that deserve, or a couple cities that deserve a team. There was just two of them. Who won their first dunk contest in the 90s? So Jordan won in the 80s. Wilkins won in the 80s. VC won 2001 or 2. So it's got to be Kobe. See, you got to use that process of elimination, baby. It just didn't make sense for the other guys. Which team is the first ever to lose a first-round playoff series, a seed 1 to seed 8? That was the Seattle Supersonics. I do not remember who they lost it to, though. I'm sure there's fans watching this video that know that off the top of their head. I just know the Seattle Supersonics were the first team. I misspoke in this video. The Seattle Supersonics were actually the team that got upset by the Denver Nuggets. But that's what happened when you record videos at 4 o'clock in the morning. Just, you get me. And then you got the We Believe Warriors beating the Dallas Mavericks. That's what I remember. I remember watching those games. I was rooting for the We Believe Warriors. And I really like Dirk, but the idea of the 8 seed beating the 1 seed, you had to root for it. And then you got the Philadelphia 76ers beating the Bulls, but that was like first ACL injury or the ACL injury for Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose went out, then we just lost. But we don't talk about those days as much. What memorable nickname commercial persona did Larry Johnson adopt? Grandmama easily. Which of these did not make an NBA Finals multiple times in the 90s? Okay, let's take a step back at this. Houston Rockets won 2. They won 2 of them. The Portland Trailblazers, the Utah Jazz were there for sure. I think the Seattle Supersonics only made it once. Yeah. Which team did John Stockton eliminate with a buzzer beater in Game 6 of the 1997 Western Conference Finals? I do not know. This is going to be a shot in the dark. 1997. Okay. Well, there's that one. There's our streak. We were on a 17 question win streak, but then we got one wrong. Okay, we just need to get a 90%. That's all we really need. I don't even know how many questions this have, honestly. What member of the Orlando Magic missed 4 free throws in game? Yeah, that was Nick Anderson. I think I mentioned earlier about people missing free throws. This is one that everybody remembers, because not only did he miss these 4 free throws, and it was very important to the finals, they ended up losing that final series, but it also took a big hindrance to his career. Like, mentally, he wasn't the same. Statistically, he wasn't the same. It was very weird to see somebody fall off like that. True or false? Charles Barkley had the most rebounds in the 90s? I don't know. The round mound to rebound, it kind of makes, I'm just going to go yes. It kind of makes sense. It was not. I don't know who it was, but they beat out the round mound to rebound. Which coach ended up holding onto the leg of Alonzo Mourning to a legendary fight? That is Jeff Van Gundy. A commentator nowadays talks about it. Yeah, that was wild. That was, the 90s had a lot of fights. Let's be real. The 90s had a lot of fights, and that's just one of them. What is the name? Can you name the surprisingly popular 1990s NBA star? This is Deadlift Shrimp. Easily. Whoa. A band named the song after him, and he appeared as himself on the sitcom Parks and Rec. I didn't know that. What year did the Olympics Dream Team win? That's 1992, baby. Everybody should know about the Dream Team. Obviously, we wasn't alive. Well, I wasn't alive. But I did play with them on 2K. That one year they had them in there. Don't sleep. True or false? Kobe is the youngest to ever make an NBA All-Star game at the age of 19. Factual. Which of the following NBA stars did not appear in Space Jam? We definitely had Charles Barkley, Larry Johnson, and Patrick Ewing. Hakeem Olajuwon was not in that movie. That's it. That's the last one. We got a 92, so we barely made the cut. And that's us not, being around for the 90s. Imagine if you watched the league during this time. Maybe those were super easy questions if you were a fan of the league in the 90s. But me personally, wasn't born. I wasn't a fan of basketball for those couple years I was born. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Not completely sure when this was coming out, if it's Saturday or Sunday. One of these days is going to be the JBA vlog, because I even got the shirt on right now. We went to the All-Star game or whatever. And then, we got to talk to LeVar. Yeah, big baller. And then the second one will be this video. I don't know when it's going to be, but you're going to have 2 videos this weekend. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. I'll be back very, very soon. Peace.